Hello friends, I welcome you all in PSC Start Smart class. Here we are going to discuss the second phase of previous questions held in Kerala set on 2020 February. So the first question we discuss: Arthur Miller's play based on Salem witchcraft trial is The Crucible. Arthur Miller's play based on Salem witchcraft trial is The Crucible. Sir Aurobindo's philosophy of integral yoga is comprehensively explored in his acclaimed prose work, The Life Divine. Sir Aurobindo's philosophy of integral yoga is comprehensively explored in his acclaimed prose work, The Life Divine. I felt the hunger, the other one, the fish slithering, turning inside. These lines from Hunger are by Jayant Mahapatra. The Hunger poem is by Jayant Mahapatra. Truth, Love, and a Little Malice is the autobiography of Kushwant Singh. Truth, Love, and a Little Malice is the autobiography of Kushwant Singh. In 2002, interpreter of melodies won the Pulitzer Prize. Interpreter of Melodies. Melodies is the play by Jumba Lahiri. The Bengal trilogy includes Inquilab, Sonar Bangla, and The Refugee. The Bengal trilogy includes Inquilab, Sonar Bangla, and Refugee. King Babu is a parodic play by Also Inga. King Babu is a parodic play by Also Inga. Birth of a Dream Weaver, A Writer's Awakening is autobiographical work by Tiango. The word negritude was coined by Ames Caesar. The word negritude was coined by Ames Caesar. Homera is a retelling of Homer in a modern setting of Derek Walcott. Homerus, which was published in 1990, is a retelling of Homer in a modern setting by Derek Walcott. The utter dissolution of Depression era. Life in the prairies are described in Ask for Me and My House by Rose Sinclair. Rose Sinclair is the author of Ask for Me and My House. The Splintered Moon and A Choice of Dream are works of Joy Kogwa. Joy Kogwa wrote The Splintered Moon and A Choice of Dream. The poet, whose first volume of poems appeared in 1946 under the title The Moving Image by Judith Wright. Tree of Man reflects the conception of Australia of its writer by Patrick White. The Tree of Man is written by Patrick White. Triton, a Triton, a young Sri Lankan boy, is the narrator of Ramesh Gunashekar's A Reef. So, Ramesh Gunashekar's Reef protagonist name is Triton. A Pronouncing Dictionary of American English in 1944 is a valuable work by Canyon and Knott. Canyon and Knott Work is a pronouncing dictionary of American English. The omission of certain sounds in connected speech is called elision. The omission of certain sounds in connected speech is called elision. An affix that is added within a root or stem of a word is called infix. An affix that is added within a root or stem of a word is called infix. Changes in the meanings of a word over the course of time are semantic. An exception of the first sound shift presented what has come to be known as Werner's law. An exception of first sound shift presented what has come to be known as Werner's law. The first known Old English Christian poet is Codman and the Herdsman. Codman the Herdsman was the first Old English Christian poet. The first complete English language Bible was promoted by John Wycliffe. The first complete language Bible was promoted by John Wycliffe. The greatest individual contributor of new words to the English language is Milton. The greatest individual contributor of new words to the English language is Milton. Full-fleshed vernacular language such as those developed in colonial European plantation settlement as a result of contact between groups that spoke mutually unintelligible language are known by the term Creole. Words such as backwood, bullfrog, hickory, persimmon, etc. were first borrowed or otherwise assimilated into American English. Words such as backwood, bullfrog, hickory, and persimmon, etc. are first borrowed or otherwise assimilated into American English. The Anglo-Indian Dictionary, brought out in 1886 by or was called Hobson and Jobson. The Anglo-Indian Dictionary, brought out in 1886, was called Hobson-Jobson. The theory of social learning was developed by the psychologist Vygotsky. Technology of teaching is the result. Technology of teaching in 1968 is a work by Skinner. Technology of teaching is a work by Skinner. Macaulay's famous minute on Indian education came out in 1835. Macaulay's famous minute on Indian education came out in 1835. A communicative grammar of English is an innovative text of Leach and Sartwick. Leach and Sartwick gave a text known as a communicative grammar in English. Silent way. The silent way of language teaching was introduced by Caleb Gatogh. The silent way of language teaching was introduced by Caleb Gatogh. The attitude is associated with character, but aptitude has more to do with competency. Universal pedagogy is a work by one of the founders of modern scientific pedagogy, that is J.F. Hubbard. Universal pedagogy is a work by one of the founders of modern scientific pedagogy, J.F. Hubbard. A combination a combination of face-to-face teaching and the technology-enabled learning is termed blended learning. The disadvantages of summative evolution were sought to be remedied by formative evaluation. The disadvantage of summative evaluation were sought to be remedied by formative evaluation. Shakespeare has no heroes. His scenes are occupied by men, said by Dr. Johnson. Shakespeare has no heroes. His scenes are occupied only by men, said by Dr. Johnson. And advocating for a language really used by men, Wordsworth was rebelling against the neoclassical notion of poetic diction. The objective correlative is a concept explored by T.S. Eliot in the essay Hamlet and His Problem. Seven types of ambiguity is concerned with the effect of ambiguity on English words. So Shakespeare has no heroes. His scenes are occupied only by men, said by Dr. Johnson. Advocating for a language really used by men, Wordsworth was rebelling against the neoclassical notion of poetic diction. Objective correlative is a concept explored by T.S. Eliot in his essay Hamlet and His Problem. Seven types of ambiguity is concerned with the effect of ambiguity on English words. Key text of Russian formalism was translated in the work Theorie de la Littérature, published in 1965 by Vantent Todo. Vantent Todo. Okay. Next question. Ordine Novo. The New Order is the newspaper founded in 1990 by Antonio Gramsci. The title of the fourth volume of Mythologics, which came out in 1971, The Naked Man. Match the names of literary works and the names of literary style or moment they are associated with. Answer option C. Afternoon of a Faun, related to symbolism, or it is related to the moment of symbolism. C. Garden, imagism, on the road, beat, toad, moment, poetry. The structural transformation of the public sphere is a work by Habermas. Structural transformation of public sphere is a work by Habermas. The mythologies of popular culture phenomena were explored in the Eiffel Tower of other mythologies by Barthes. Simone de Beauvoir, Lee Dixit's Sex, was published in two volumes in the year 1949. Bodies That Matter on the Discursive Limit of Sex in 1993 is an important work by Judith Butler. The concept of hybridity, mimicry, and ambivalence was associated with the theatrical structure of Homi Hum. The dynamic of the perverse was the first explored by Jonathan Dolmoy in Sexual Dissidence. The Poet of Underworld. From the title of a collection of the author's poem in English, translation refers to Nom de Thassel. Translation History Culture is a source book edited by Andre Leafier. Andre Leafier is the editor of the source book Translation, History and Culture. Cultural materialism is a term proposed by Raymond Williams. The concept of the sane society was put forward by Eric Fromm. In Bhartrhare's view, the word or the sentence taken as a single meaningful unit is spota. The deviation that makes an utterance poetic are studied in Vakrodi. The reign of terror is associated with French Revolution. Indian Empire or no Indian Empire, we cannot do without Shakespeare, said Thomas Carlyle. Okay, match the list of characters and the author who brought them to life in fiction. Option B is the right answer. Gay Mannering is Walter Scott character. Ambrosio is Matthew Gregory Lewis, and Humphrey Clinker is by Tobias Smollett. Sias Mana by George Eliot. Match the list of Shakespearean quotes and the place in which they are found. First option is the right answer. Conscience doth make coward of us all is from Hamlet. Better a witty fool than a foolish wit. Twelfth Night. Who steals me purse? Who steals my purse steals trash is from Othello. Sweet are uses of adversity as you like it. And the last question, the concept of screen memory was was posited by Sigmund Freud. The concept of screen memory was posited by Sigmund Freud, and thus this examination of the second phase is coming to the end. We will just go through the next previous question. Till then, goodbye and take care. Study well. Thank you, friends.